Like, there's a difference, I believe, boxing to box or boxing because you have to. Things ain't going your way, maybe you're hurt. I think Cotto learned how to box in ways where he was on a receiving end and not the end of controlling. There's a difference between boxing to not get hurt anymore, not to get hurt, period, or to be as an advantage to the next guy. So I think Cotto will box, but it'll only be because what Canelo is doing. But by no means it would be a fight where people will think that Cotto will or got old or became, you know what I mean, old overnight. I think he's going to be Cotto, but I think that Canelo's going to show that talent that people, most of them, know that's there, just haven't made that breakout yet. And I think this is his breakout fight. Look, Mayweather fight was a lesson fight. There's a thing called school in every aspect of life. This is the breakout fight of who we believe he was a year or two from now. So this is the fight that means a lot, and I think he's going to really show and prove this time.
So even though Cotto's shown the ability to fight off the back foot, you don't think he does that good enough to pull it off for all 12 rounds to win a fight?
Well,
like
listen, he fights okay on the back foot,
right,
but his strength is coming forward.
Right.
His success for years has been coming forward. I mean, you can teach some old dogs a new trick, but the back foot is not going to be all he needs to beat a Canelo. A Canelo guy, see, a Canelo type of style and a type of fighter, and that you just can't have a back foot, you just can't have this or that. You have to be one of those exceptional guys. Mayweather was one of those exceptional guys. Cotto has his strength, but he also has his weakness. And let's look at one thing that's important. Who been in the tougher fights, illegally or legally? I'm talking about the Margarito first fight. He know what I'm talking about. That's why I got the smile and laugh from him. Pretty teeth, matter of fact. You know what I mean? No point in 10. I got the Strahan, second Strahan. But anyway, Michael, my friend. You know. But listen. I think that people is going to be shocked, not because Canelo won, but the way he won. And I want to say this on camera now. It's the way that he will win this fight. And that's where I think people is going to say, you know what, he arrived. He arrived. He's now out of college. He's in college now. But this is the fight that get him out of college and put him in that rim of, we're going to enjoy him another 10 years to be that face, to be that marquee guy, that guy that everybody wants to see. Like the NBA has a NBA championship when the playoffs and all the other fat is cut out the meat, and you get the meat now.
They create a new star every year.
Yes.
Right.
Do you think that the way Canelo puts his combinations together is underrated?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, because you gotta, I think it's underrated. Some of it comes of honesty, and some of it comes because people who seen Canelo fight in the last couple of years, they seen a young guy who's throwing punches, whether they hitting or missing, and they had in their mind how he should fight. You know, Mexican fighters from history is not known totally from having, you know, I believe they do. And I can name some old and new ones that has boxing skills, but normally we know they coming forward, they break it down, they tough, they gritty, and they're proud people that's gonna not lay down, they're gonna fight you to the end. But when you see every now and then you have this other stuff that comes in that special athlete, and I use the word special, not lightly. I don't kick words around. I don't use great. I don't use great often because I think you got to earn great. Great ain't the soundbite. But Canelo has all these attributes that remind me of what Oscar De La Hoya had early around that time. When you seen Oscar De La Hoya when he was younger out of the Olympics, and you come and you seen a guy that not only looks like a superstar, but he also has a fight ability to back it up. And it's kind of really rare in boxing to have a handsome looking guy. That's why Ali was so great. I mean, yes, his talent and his achievements, but I mean, he had confidence good looks, and he can fight. That's a recipe of a lot of other doors opening while you're still fighting. Unfortunately, I had only had but one or two of those three, and we ain't gonna say what it was, but at the end, it is what it is. I see these things, and I'm man enough to say it.
Does Andre Ward not being able to compete in this card affect the pay-per-view?
Well, it didn't affect. Look at this crowd. I mean, people are not here because of Andre Ward or Andre Ward's here. Andre Ward, I respect Andre Ward. If he's hurt, and he is hurt, let's let him get well. Let's get him healthy. That's first. But look at this crowd. Look at y'all. This is a media for undercard. I seen media lighter than this for main events. So for an undercard, look around. This is a loaded card. And you know what? One guy don't make or break boxing, and one guy don't make or break and fights like this.
Throw away, you don't throw around great. It's not just a sound bite. So will Canelo at the end of the day be a great middleweight champion along the likes with you and Hagler? If he
has the potential. I can't predict the future,
right.
But what I can predict that tomorrow will be the weigh-in. Tomorrow will be Friday. Saturday, the day after tomorrow, will be an HBO pay-per-view fight of two exciting fighters at the end of the year of November. Listen, like I said up here on the podium, we're on the 30 seconds now before I gotta go. I don't know when it was the last time but now where we had three major fights in a long time of this magnitude. And you can just base and predicate that on pay-per-view. HBO. Just say at least two we know that was that HBO pay-per-view. We're now talking about the September fight. That doesn't count. Berto, that doesn't count.
Right.
Or that you can't count that, right? No matter what $10, $20, $30. You can't count that. But this is the first time, and I mentioned at the podium, and I'm gonna mention all the way up to Saturday, that we are celebrating, and also need to be aware for those somehow that fell asleep, that understand that we closing the year in a positive note. We closing the year like a good stock, right? That hit good at the end of the year, like a Q4 at the end of the year. This is important. Hey, listen, even in New York, they ring the bell, ding, 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 ding. They look at the down. Is it up? Is it down, right? We should think that way at the end of the year. You got the fiscal year, you have this year, you have that year. That's how you count the years of whether boxing deserved to be on the A side, B side, C side, D, E, F, G, the alphabetical order where you stop. That's what I want to make people understand, that we closing out the year going into 2016 with the hope, right, of the commitment that we stood up here and said a year plus ago, that we want to put our best towards anybody's best out there. And if they're not tied into a regime, if they're not tied into a situation where we want to just play with our own balls in our own playground, then they're not with us and we're not with them. But this is a clear sign that we was not joking, that we talk the talk, but right now, as of right now, you judge the walk by the talk and the talk by the walk. That's what I'm holding people accountable for. Not angry, but just making them aware. But sometimes we need to be aware of things that we said and also what you heard.